Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome back to 2 Point Museum. I hope you're having a good one because I am so excited to be back. We're, of course, in the desert oasis, and there, of course, have been a few small changes since the last episode. You might be able to spot them, but just in case you can't, let's take a little bit of a look. So all of these trees and hedges are new. It turns out you can get hedges that connect together really nicely. They place down just like walls. I just needed to use some kudosh to get my hands on them, and I kind of love how this looks. This lets me guide people around in a very specific way, which is what I wanted to do with all of my paths, and now I've done that. I've also added a tour back to the science building of the museum because I wanted to get a little bit of extra money in here, and while I was doing that, I decided to go around and color code all of the donation bins for the exhibits. Now, in this case, I probably should have used red because the info stands are red for science, but I used this teal carpet, so I thought teal kind of worked for these guys. And then if we go over to the botany building, I did the same thing. I used the green from the tiles on the floor for those, and over in the prehistory building, I used the red tiles for this guy as well. I think it looks nice. It's a nice little touch. I don't know if I'll keep it up, but we will find out together whether or not I do that. Now, in other news, we do have some money, so I'm going to do two things. Thing number one is I want to start an expedition. I want to go back to the Bone Belt, and I would like to get my hands on one of these guys, is what I'm thinking. So we're going to send out our prehistory expert. I'm inclined to go for you, so we get that little bit of bonus survey level, although it's not necessary, is it? So you know what? We'll send Rob Radical because that's just a fantastic name. We're also going to go detailed with this because I think that's a good idea, and we'll get that going. As for the other helicopter, we are going to have to get ourselves a new botany exhibit because we have to turn it into mulch. So what I think we'll do is maybe go to one of these places where we're guaranteed to get some plants. We should also clear out this obstruction at some point. We actually could do this, but I don't want to spend $30,000, so I'm not going to. This expedition is going to be 16,000. I don't love that. I also don't love the idea that we're going to be using a pristine exhibit for this, but sure, I guess. We can fill this out. We'll go detailed. We don't need to use a survey scanner. We will go for the bonus XP. And as it stands in here, I suppose it doesn't matter who we send, because ultimately someone's either going to get sick or they're going to get injured, or one of these two things could happen. It doesn't really matter which. I think in this case, we'll go with Carl just because Carl is a little bit closer to level 5 when I can train him again. So that's what we're going to go for. 60 days is a pretty long time for this, but hopefully it'll be okay. I'm also thinking we might end up needing more staff, which I should have mentioned at the start. We do have one more expert. I went ahead and hired another science expert between episodes because what was happening was these things were just constantly catching on fire over here. So we now have two science experts that can kind of run around anywhere in the museum because I figure that's a good idea. And we'll just see if that stops things from catching on fire. Now that we can have, two of them working in here, one of them working over here, that's the hope anyway, is that we stop things from catching on fire. And I suppose it also means that we can have tours running somewhat regularly without taking away from the exhibit maintenance. So it's kind of a win-win across the board. Anyway, let's go ahead and see what we got back from Rib Row. I'm hoping for something good. It is the sharpened top skeleton, which is actually really, really good because we can go ahead and start working on this guy as well. It's going to be living right in here, right next to the other one whose name I have already forgotten, which isn't particularly good, but I think we'll put it right there. We're going to move this guy over just a little bit. I kind of want the same gap on either side between these, but I think just because all those decals are underneath there, maybe I just move this guy over a little bit and we'll figure out exactly what this space is going to look like at some point. Now, this guy is nicely decorated, which is great. It wants to be near a faux fern. Do we have a faux fern available? That's the question. We absolutely do. I don't love the idea of just having a random fern back here, but sure, we'll go ahead and put a random fern back there, I guess. And we can maybe do a random fern sort of back here as well. just to sort of bring everything together. Maybe we do a little bit of a vine wall or something, just to, again, try and bring things together and make it look a little bit more wild back there. I don't know if I'm doing a good thing or a bad thing here, but I'm kind of just committing to this now with the decorations. We'll do something like this guy. We can do not a whole lot else. We can do a rock. I think a rock back here would be a nice little something. So let's go for a rock right about there. And that seems fine. That's nicely decorated. I think that'll do the job. Maybe just one more thing with the hanging amber just right in front of it this time so that it's nicely lit up. I do like that. I really, really do like that. It's obviously got some info across here. It has a donation stand right here, which is already full. So you know what? We're going to get another one right in there. And can this one be moved? There we go. So they're nicely kind of either side of the door. That seems good. That's all connected together. And that's going to be another prehistory exhibit, which is fantastic. What's also fantastic is we have a botany exhibit back here, which is a pristine version of the blooming buffoon. So that's going to our inventory because this one is going into the mulcher. Is where it's going. It's going straight into the mulcher is where it's going. And then that good one is going in here, since that's going to make a little bit more sense. There we go. So now that we are mulching this thing, we've unlocked Pebberley Coast, which is all the way up here. We had to discover 5 botany exhibits to do that. That's actually, this is in 2.C. Ooh, that's interesting. And there's mountainous plants up there. Okay, what do we need to do for you? Display an aquarium with 225 buzz and activate buzz bonuses on 15 tropical fish exhibits. Okay. I want to go here, but I don't want to have to hire a marine life expert. Although we could get a little bit cheeky. We could purchase we could purchase this land and build an aquarium down there. That seems excessive and completely unnecessary, but I do like the idea. I really do like the idea of having an aquarium down here. I also like the idea that I could use the aquarium to kind of expand the botany building a little bit. We could at least put like a staff room down here and maybe a bathroom without it looking like a huge expansion, and also probably a staff corridor to let staff get between the two buildings. How much is this? It's only 10,000. I'm going to purchase it. I don't know that I'm going to build in there, but I do think having that chunk of land is going to be a really good thing. So we'll see how that goes. Now, we do need to make a plant camouflage in the workshop. So let's go ahead and do that pretty much right away, which we can totally do. 30 days to build it is fine. Man, do I want to build an aquarium down here? I kind of do. I kind of like the idea because we can get marine life experts and we can go out to that new location with the botany expert and the marine life guys. I don't know that we have the money for it. 57,000. I mean, that's good money, but it's not a lot of money. Also, this thing being full, that's a lot of money. That's $5,000 just sitting in there. If you wouldn't mind grabbing that for me, thank you very much. That's going to make it a little bit easier for me to want to go and build an aquarium. But, you know, I do think it would be a great idea to make some changes to the botany building, even if we don't build an aquarium. I think we just need to build a little extension to this thing because we do need to get some bathrooms in here and probably a staff room as well. So my thinking for this is that I don't want to build something unnecessarily huge. We don't need to build something that is unnecessarily huge. If I do this, I am going to take away these windows. I'm going to take away some decorations, and that's not exactly ideal. But I'm going to put rooms back in here, so that should be fine. The only thing we won't get back is the pair of windows, and honestly, I'm kind of okay with that. So I think what we're going to do is build this little extension, and that's all right. And then I think what I'd like to do is go in here and build a staff room, something like this. And then I'm going to put the door for the staff room up here because we're going to create like a little corridor for the staff room, because that's something that I'm really just enjoying doing lately, is having these little corridors. So we'll put this thing in here. We can put the couch. Can I get it here? Is that going to block anything? It doesn't seem like it. So that seems like a good place. for the couch. We can do the TV, and then we can do the snack table because that's obviously important. Can I get the water cooler next to the TV? Is that, well, I can if I move the TV, I guess. So we'll move the TV to there. I want the water cooler in here. I would like to get the coffee counter as well, but I don't know that we have the room for that. It doesn't look like we do, so we'll not worry too much about it. This should be fine for a staff room. I don't really think we need to go too crazy with it. We'll just make sure that, you know, it's got a clock up here, seems totally fine. A little rug right there seems like a good spot for it, and maybe a plant somewhere. Is that something we can do? I am gonna say no. So that's fine. That's gonna be a little staff room. That's gonna make life a little bit easier for everybody in this particular building, which is great. And we'll put this info board right there. Now for the rest of this, it's gonna be a bathroom. And my thinking is this with a door here. And then for the layout on this, that's gonna be sort of the tricky part. I don't know how many toilets we need in here, so I'm just gonna go with a weird sort of thing like that. I could do another one in there. I don't think I want to. Maybe 4 sinks, 1, 2, 3, 4. We don't really get a hand dryer with that unless I put it down there, which that seems weird, but it's what we're gonna go for. And that's gonna be our bathroom, and that's, again, totally fine. The last thing to do with this space is a little wall across here and a staff door like this, and that seems fine. So that's like a little, that's so unnecessary though, isn't it? Like genuinely, that's so unnecessary because the staff room could have just been bigger with the door here, but I like this corridor thing that we've been doing. I don't know why I like this corridor thing that I've been doing, but I just kind of dig it. So we're gonna stick with it and see what happens. We'll put that floor in there. Go ahead and get the same walls that we've been using for just about everything, and make sure that this little space is painted up properly, which it now is. And that's hopefully gonna make life a little bit easier for everybody in the botany zone, because now they have bathrooms and a staff room as well. And if I wanted to, like I said, I suppose I could connect this corridor through to some kind of aquarium, which, man, I'm so tempted. I'm so tempted. And I kind of think I'm gonna. I really do think I'm gonna do the aquarium thing. So, oh, is this a terrible idea? I'm gonna have to build it off of this guy because I do want it connected to this building. So oh man, this might be such a terrible idea, but we're gonna give it a shot. Is what we're gonna do. I want the entrance for this thing to be pretty much in line with that pathway. So right there is my thinking. That's our midpoint. So this needs to be a little, oh, maybe it should just be its own building. I really don't know. Let's bring this down to here. Let's bring this over to here. And then the entrance is this spot. That's where our entrance is going to be. We'll bring that out a little bit, and that's totally fine. So that's going to let people get through here, which is good because we can buy this tile down here as well if we wanted to, which gives us access to the stairs. This gives us room for an entranceway. We could build like a little extension here if I wanted to, which I'm not against doing. I might do this instead though, and maybe just bring this back so we kind of have something even here. That doesn't really give us anything even unless I connect these buildings together though, which I can't do. I was hoping I could do something cool here, but I don't think I can. I wanted to get that same gap on either side, but unfortunately it's just not going to be a thing. So we'll take that out and that'll be fine. We can bring this back and that'll be fine. If I bring that back again, that's even enough. That'll do. All right, so unfortunately we're down to $4,000 because I decided that it would be a great idea to get another training room in here, which I still stand by was a great idea. We're just, well, we're a little bit broke. Now we are making money, to be clear. We are making money. I just think we're gonna have to be very, very careful with this aquarium building. And by that, I mean, we're not gonna be building it anytime soon because we need to not run out of money. What I can do though, at least I think I can do this, is go in here and sell this hedge for $100 And we can also go in and put in some of this flooring, which we're going to be connecting up to this new building. So this can all run down to here. This is all free to build so that we can get these connections in here. And I think that'll look great. As for connecting across here, I don't really feel like doing that. I think this connection right here is totally fine. So what we'll do is just bring that hedge back around all of this. We've got the hedge right here. So we want to go from this spot to that corner and then straight down as close to this door as it's going to let me go, which is to about there. And we're going to do the same thing on the other side, about as much as it's going to let me go, which is to about there. So that'll kind of force people to use this pathway to get into the aquarium at some point, which again is sort of what we're looking for. And you know, just while we're waiting for the money to make this a thing, I suppose we should set this up as a new zone and call it, you know, aquarium, so that we know what it is. I also don't think I can change the color of it, unfortunately, which I guess is fine. It'd be nice if I could. That'd be really good if I could change the color, but I guess we'll not worry too much about it. We can assign people to this at some point in the not too distant future, but for now, I kind of want to continue with the objective because I think we're super close to that 1 star that we need for Curator Class 4. So we need to send out an expedition to Water Valve. So if we go to here and we have a little bit of a look at what we're doing in good old Bungle Burrows, we need a science expert and a janitor. This is an obstruction. We need plant camouflage. We'll set this up. We are going to have someone go MIA if we don't use the camouflage, which is fine. We are using it. And I guess we can get this started. We also have Warwick ready for training, which is great. We can get that going again at some point in the not too distant future. And I suppose I should probably start kind of roughly figuring out where everything's going in here, because an aquarium can be 7,400. It's not crazy expensive. It's everything that goes around it that can end up being a little bit crazy expensive. So let's play around with some benches to start with, or do I want to do info stands? You know what? Let's resolve this dilemma first. What have we got here? Your intrepid duo reaches the source of the sickly pear infestation. Spiked vines are coiled around the water valve, covered in rotting fruit. Someone needs to climb in and get the water flowing. Do we want to do the science expert, or the janitor is going to do it? And the janitor's gone missing. Oh, I feel terrible. After daringly navigating the oversized spikes, the janitor turns the valve and unleashes the water. Admiring the immediate improvement, the janitor vows to stay behind and give the facility a good clean. Okay. Well, that's kind of why I picked the janitor. I had a feeling that's where it was going. So sure, that's fine is what that is. That also gives us our 1 star. It gives me the desert twigs decoration and an illness elixir, and also $25,000, which is fantastic news. Is there going to be a voiceover for this, or what are we seeing here?
Now from the site of the Science Museum, where it's back to the blackboard for Bungle Technologies, as initial experiments on the natural irregularity have not gone as hoped, planned, or expected. CEO Sophie Nova was contacted for comment by 2 Point Radio, and while we've not heard anything, it's certainly good we asked.
You've been promoted to Curator Class 4. The Department of Culture has rewarded the following items. A map kiosk, that's new. A map display, I mean, it's all new. That's, oh, we've been given these new things. That's new. Yeah, good job, me. That's new mechanic is what I mean. The glass bench is pretty cool. Camera booth 2 is pretty cool. And we can also get up to 3-star ratings now, which is kind of fantastic. That's very, very cool. That is very, very cool. I don't know what the upgrade does for this, but that's very, very cool. I'm very happy about this. I also like that we have map displays. I don't really know what they do. The map kiosk is pretty cool as well. Well, that didn't work. In science, you'll find things rarely do. For the first time, at least. The good news is the giant sickly pears are gone. The bad news is the oasis looks terrible and smells worse. There should be something to air out the place and change a few opinions a little further down in the facility. Yes. The chemical labs are the place to go. Take this bungle keycard. But first, some damage control. The situation isn't ideal for old Bungle. Place down this Bungle booster box to promote the company and compensate for all the bad press. Okay, sure. We can absolutely do that. Got some staff XP, which is fine. We got the Bungle booster box. Oh my God, what is this? Does it go inside? It can. It can also go outside though, which is kind of where I want to put it because it's just going to be nicely out of the way. Let's build the Bungle booster box right here is what I'm thinking. It is a sponsor deal. Wait, hold on. Making positive. Wait, this pays me? Oh my God. We have a sponsor. That's new. It needs to be near prehistory exhibits as well. Oh my God. Okay. So I could put it like, I'm just going to put it down here. Yeah, it's just going to live right there. That's amazing. Okay. That's kind of hilarious. Unlock Bungle security door number 2. This is all for the next star. Complete an expedition to chemical labs. Make and display a judgment clouder. Have 30 guests view the booster box and museum rating above 60%. Okay. That's a whole thing. We have money now though, which is great. So we could start going out and getting some fish, which I really like the idea of doing. I also want to see, let's start putting some info boards in here. I like the idea that they're going to be on the windows. I think that's pretty cool to have them like covering the windows right there. I would like to do the same thing on this side with a couple of info boards, and I'm going to do the same thing up here. And that's probably all the info boards we are realistically going to need for the aquarium. I'd be very surprised if we need more, because I'm probably just going to do 2 tanks. I don't think we're going to go crazy with much more than that. I would like to get some of the donation stands in here before I forget to do that eventually. So we'll do a bunch of them like this. We can do, I guess, some donation stands just up this way as well. And I suppose we'll do some donation stands. Let's go here and let's go here. That should be enough. I'd be very surprised if we need more than that. Maybe one on that wall as well. Because the aquariums themselves are going to be inside. People are going to walk around the aquariums is my thinking. And I suppose I could do, ooh, I have a couple of ideas now. I'm starting to think of a couple of things here. Let's do an aquarium, which is going to be, how big do I want this to be? I guess it's going to be like this. So this has to be 4x3, which is going to be this size. So that's not particularly huge, but that's fine. We could do a door, I want to say there, because I was going to do like a staff thing in the middle or like a bathroom in the middle. I guess the door can go here, and it's also going to need a water filter. So let's do the water filter down in this corner. I think we always did 2 of these on the other museum, so we'll do 2 of them, and that'll be fine. What I would then like to do, because we don't have a bathroom in the aquarium, is I'd like to get one. I think a bathroom right here in the middle would be kind of cool. And we'll do the door right about here. We'll put the stalls right across here. And we'll do the usual of the 3 sinks directly opposite, if that's a thing I can do, which apparently it isn't. So we'll do the 3 sinks just up here instead. 1, 2, and 3 with a single hand dryer. There we go. And then the other aquarium is going to go on the other side of the bathroom. So like I said, people are going to have to walk the entire way around all of this, which I'm completely fine with. I think that's kind of cool. So we'll put the entrance for this one here. We'll put a water filter, I guess, all the way down there and all the way up here. Now, obviously, we are going to need some staff for all of this. So I've sent out an ad for a marine life expert, but I would like to get my hands on another janitor, because I think that's going to be a fantastic idea. We'll get you, even though the janitors, let's be honest, the janitors are, I mean, they're kind of just able to go anywhere. We also have some kudosh. So let me get the janitors no coat, since we're in the desert, and that kind of makes the most sense. My assistants, I don't really care about color coding them either. I want the golden one, so we'll apply that to everybody as well. And then if we go and get some of these guys, we can go for, I want to go for Pedro, I think. And then for your outfit, maybe just the default one since it's blue and it kind of works in here. That seems like a fair idea. We might want 2 people in here as well because they have to loop around the entire thing and there's a lot of stuff to collect. So you know what? Let's hire 1 more security person. I kind of want someone that I can train, but also someone that's maybe a little bit faster is not a terrible idea. So we'll hire you as well. And we are going to assign both of you. So let's see, who are we looking for? You are going to be going to the aquarium, which is fine. And if we go for Pedro, you are also going to the aquarium. So you 2 can stay in there, which should be totally fine. My janitors, we only have 3 of them. It doesn't really matter where they go. The assistants are fine as well. You're obviously staying in botany because you're at the gift shop. You guys can kind of do what you want. And then once we get our hands on a marine life expert, we might want 2 of them, to be quite honest, because we do have the 2 tanks. I really wish you didn't have analysis already, but do I want to, you know what? Let's first off clear this out. We're going to reject you, and you. I guess we're going to hire you is what we're going to do. And we'll also make sure that you are assigned to the aquarium because that's important. And if we go through here, please be marine life. You are not. You're a scientist. I don't know what I expected, but sure, that'll do. I suppose at the very least, we can now send out expeditions is what we can do. So let's have a little bit of a look and see what we can do in the 2.C. And let's see what was over here. This was mountainous plants. I'm not super interested in that. What I'm interested in, I suppose, is some temperate fish. We could get some dinosaur bones down here. We should probably do that. We really should probably do that because that would be kind of cool to have something unique in here. We can get some tropical fish in here. Not really much of a selection for the tropical fish. Down this way is where we can get the lion head and the hermit turtles. They are tropical as well. Okay, down this way is... We need an expert qualified in level 5 supernatural. That's okay. That's probably something we can do at some point. I'm not super worried about it. We get the bull shark in here and something else that we haven't discovered yet. We can get the seahorse and something else in here. You know what I'll do? We'll start this one because I'm fairly sure it is. Ooh, that's going to be problematic. We don't want someone going missing in action here. So maybe we don't do that one. Maybe we just keep it simple, stupid, and we go for these guys until we get something better. No one's going to be going missing in action, which is great news. We're not going to find money. We are also going to have a +1 potentially, so that's okay. Do we need to survey scan this? Is the real question. We do not. Okay, so we're just going to go with the bonus XP. We're going to go with detailed, and we'll start that expedition so we start getting some fish. And if they're going to be temperate, that's going to be in here, which I think is right. Yeah, they're temperate by default. So all we need to do is decorate this. So let's make it happen. Let's get some stuff in here. We don't need to heat the water. We are going to need to feed the fish. So we'll get a little fish feeder right about there. We can do some grass around it to sort of blend in a little bit. Not that that's, I mean, it's going to be clear as day that it's there. It's right against the glass, but that's totally fine. And you know what I've just remembered? I've just remembered that if we took out that one good net, we would have been able to get 2 of these, but you know what? That's totally fine. We at least have a fish. We have one. We have 1 fish. And so we're going to need to get more of them is what we're going to need to do. That also means that we're going to need to make some nets. So we need the wide net, which is problematic because we have that. Oh, I have to unassign them from their zone for that to happen. You know what? It's fine. It's totally fine. Let's just go get more of them is what we'll do. We don't have a marine light. You've got a broken face. Okay. We're going to have to wait to get more of them. I would like to see though, hold on. What was it for here? Marine life and prehistory, but we also need rapid restoration. Can I, by any chance, train? No. So I would need either you to have rapid restoration or one of you guys to have rapid restoration. Also yeah, people aren't happy about their pay right now. Let's just get them to be sort of average on it because that seems like a great idea. And then I guess I just need one of you guys to level up is what we're going to have to do. You guys are all trained. You could use some training. You're the new one. So let's just give you aerodynamics so you're a little bit quicker. And then I think my security also had some training. Yeah, Pedro, we're going to give you good old strolling surveillance because I think that's a great idea. So I suppose it wouldn't be a terrible idea to go out and get some tropical fish for the other tank. We might lose some exhibit quality, which would suck. We might get injured. We might have it take longer, but we'll see what happens. We'll go for a safe expedition on this one and just generally hope for the best. I'd also like to go ahead and start preparing this thing for the tropical fish. So we're going to need a water heater in here, which I guess can live right down here. Seems fine. I also don't know if that's enough of a temperature thing. Like, I don't know how many of these we need to make this thing the temperature it has to be. It is now, okay. It is now warm enough, which is great. Let's go ahead then. This is going to be needed for, I don't know if we need fresh food for them. I'm pretty sure it's just flake food for most of these fish that we're bringing in as well. And then just the same thing for the decoration. We'll just sort of put a bunch of this stuff kind of around here, make the place look a little overgrown in places so it looks a little bit more natural, which is something I kind of really like with this little bit of decoration. I think that looks pretty cool. We'll do the same sort of thing down here just to sort of make this look like it's got a little bit of something going on. We can do some of these guys in here, which helps as well. We'll do them in, let's just say those 2 spots. We have some seaweed as well, which can live down here, and maybe a little bit just here as well. I do like this log. I think it looks really cool in there, so we'll go for that. We have the aquarium ruins, which I feel like that's going to block so much access to the aquarium, but it would be kind of cool to put in there. I think maybe we just go with the, we'll just go with this chest is what we'll go for. And we'll put it sort of, I don't know, in here. It seems kind of fun for the chest, maybe a rock in the middle as well. And that should be fine for the tropical aquarium, which is good because we should have a tropical fish. We absolutely do. We have the starfish, which I love so much. He's so good. The starfish is so good. Look at him. Look at him. Not a thought behind those sunglasses. Not even one. So this is an interesting development. The Mulchomatic, which I don't know if you can tell, but it's been stolen, is now on fire. That's, yeah. There's a lot of layers to what's going on with this thing. I've just been sitting here kind of playing around with different little bits of the museum for the last 20 minutes. Nothing particularly interesting has been going on, just little things here and there to try and make things work because there were problems with donation bins not being collected, which no longer seems to be an issue. We do have sort of garbage and dirt everywhere, which is becoming a bit of a bigger problem. Like down here is absolutely filthy. In here isn't too bad, although out here is absolutely filthy. I think we need more janitors is what this is sort of telling me. And I think what I'm going to do is just hire a bunch of janitors. So we'll go for you because that seems like a pretty good idea. We'll also go for you and we'll see how that goes. And I also sent out an expedition for more fish. We got a pristine clownfish by the looks of it. Yep, absolutely. So you can go down in here is what you can do. And that gives us a little bit more buzz in the aquarium, which again, filthy for some reason. I'm not really too sure what's going on with that or why everything is filthy, but we'll see what happens. Now, the reason I'm not replacing this right now is because eventually I think we do end up getting a letter that's like, hey, we took your thing. We want money and we'll give it back. And if we give them money, they will actually give it back. So I'm kind of just waiting on that letter coming through. I'm also kind of thinking it might not be a bad idea to put some of this diamond blue around the base of the aquariums as well. I think that really brings it together. I like this space a lot. We've also got this guy trying to steal stuff, but it looks like we've managed to get him, which is perfectly fine. So that's that sorted out. Do we have any more janitors coming through? We have you. I'm gonna get another one that can deal with fire. Actually, that seems like a great idea, just to make sure, because things do routinely seem to catch on fire, which is really not ideal. Do we have, let's see, we have 9 experts right now. We did get another one for the aquarium. So you know what? Let me go out and autofill this. We have a good chance of getting a better quality exhibit here. So let's do this, and let me go to this one. And I want to go out and get some more tropical fish as well. So we'll start this up as well. Oh, wait, no, you've got a broken face. Never mind. We at least have one going out, which is completely fine by me. It also looks like this place is a fair bit cleaner. So I think the extra janitor or 2 is doing good for us. We also have a prehistory expert. We did need you to have rapid restoration. So we'll get that going. And this is on fire again. Oh, this museum is a disaster. It is a disaster. It really, really is. So I need to receive 2 stars across my museums. We need to do it across, I don't know how many. It says 0 out of 2. So I think I need to get 2 stars here at some point by unlocking Bungle's security door number 2. We can absolutely do that at some stage. We got a flying fish. Look at you. Oh, you look great. You're absolutely going in here. What are you? Temperate? Okay. So you're going to live in there. That's very cool. Okay. That's very, very cool. Let's have a look and see what we need to do then for the door that needs unlocked. I'm not 100%. Wait, where is this the door? This is Bungle security. Okay. So we need to send a science expert and a Bungle key card. It's 5,000 to do it. We can afford that. No one's going to be getting killed, which is fine. So we'll get that going. We need an expedition to chemical labs, and then we need to make and display a judgment clouder using the workshop. Okay. That is totally fine. We are still losing a lot of money, which is really, really worrying. I'm really not sure why we're losing so much money. It's possible. I mean, it probably makes sense, right? We just hired a bunch of people and also all of the expeditions. I don't know. We have vending machines. We only have 1 gift shop. That could be a problem. We don't have a cafeteria. That could also be a problem. We could buy this land down here and do something with that. Oh, now I can buy this one. Look at you. Oh, that's very cool. Make and display a panoptic pillar. Okay. I love that I can get these. I knew that was going to be a thing. Make and display a judgment clouder. Okay. We can totally do that. So this should just be staff XP, right? It absolutely is. So we've got through security door number 2. That gives us access to the security labs, which requires 2 science experts, which is fine. The chemical labs was the other one that we needed access to, which we now have access to. And we also have a collapsed tunnel, which we would need a deluxe drill to get through. So I'm not super worried about that. Now, the security labs has a workshop project and 3 perks available. The chemical labs has 3 perks and a workshop project available. I am curious to see what the risks are. It is injury and illness. Fortunately, no one's going to be going missing. And then here it is injury, illness, and potentially some bonus XP. So again, no one's necessarily going missing. I guess what we do is we go out here, right? Because that was the objective. We needed to go to the chemical labs, make a judgment clouder, and that's just for this set of objectives over here. So I suppose that's what we do. We want to go down to the chemical labs and do the thing. So we'll autofill this, which actually only gives us a risk of illness now, which is great. I would like Warwick to be trained, though, to get a little bit more survey level. Also a survey scanner here. So if we do detailed at 70% right now, we can get 100% if we train Warwick. So let's have a little bit of a look at Warwick. He's going to be right here. We are going to do survey skills and get that going. We also have, let me see, Warwick's the only one needing trained here. You guys are all trained. You guys are good. And we have some security that could use a bit of training as well. I'm thinking, given that we seem to have more thieves coming by, a bit more strolling surveillance seems like a really great idea for all of my security. Very big fan of the idea that they can just catch thieves super, super easily. So that's kind of where we're going with that. And I suppose while we're waiting for things to happen, we could probably go back to the 2.C and hopefully get my hands on their they both have a broken face. Okay, so Yeah, we can't do that. Oh, so the Mulch-O-Matic caught on fire again and actually burned down this time. so we do need to get another one. Is what we need to do. It's a bit of a shame, but okay. We have this guy. This is a relic river. I think this is a prehistory interactive exhibit, which is very, very cool. Wouldn't be against getting that at some point. In fact, that might be good for the prehistory space. But for now, we do probably want another Mulch-O-Matic. So I need to mulch 3 plants to get level 2 on this. That's not a terrible thing to do, actually. That really isn't. We might want to do that, but we'll find out whether or not that's going to be a thing. Now, let me go back to here. Let me have a little bit of a look down this way. Are we done with this? I don't know that we are. We have Warwick. So 40% if we use this guy. That's 90. If we go detailed, it's plus 100. Although I don't know that we actually need to level this up because it's just perks and a project. So actually XP is probably better, or we just remove the illness. That would also be an option. Decreases toilet comfort. Oh boy. You know what? We'll go for this. We'll remove the illness. We'll go for safe and we'll get that started. We'll send them out. And then once they get back, assuming we get the judgment clouder, we'll try and make it. Once we make it, I think we can probably call it there for today. And I suppose we should take a look at what's going to be in the box. It is the Judgment Clouder. Influence guests' mood with a cloud of totally safe, organic-like chemicals. Boost their buzz, enhance their knowledge, or improve their perception of the environment. The power is, for some reason, in your hands. Absolutely. That sounds horrifying. That sounds very dangerous. And I don't know how I feel about it. I've also noticed a bunch of guests here and there complaining about being hungry. So I am thinking we might want to get our hands, there we go. We might want to get our hands on some kind of cafeteria is kind of what I'm thinking. I am noticing we have this spacing here. So we could potentially just put together another building and put a cafeteria in it right in the middle of like this whatever we have here, that's campus that we have going on. Campus is probably not the word. That was its own game, but you know what I mean. We could put like a little structure in here and build a cafeteria. This is another thing that's been going on that's very, very strange. All of my, just for some reason, my security guards stop collecting money and I can't quite figure out why. Just every now and then they just stop collecting it. I really don't quite get it. I guess it is possible. We only have 1 security guard down here. Is that possibly what's going on? And was he on break? That's possibly what happened here. I would imagine, I'm going to imagine that's what happened here. Security, prehistory. Yeah, we only have 1. So I guess that makes sense. And he was probably just up getting trained as well. So yeah, that's fair enough. I'll allow it. I will allow. Wait, how did this get stolen? No! Oh, why did this happen? Oh, that's awful. Okay. We have a ransom message, so I guess we'll take a look at it. 6,000, sure. I would like that back. Thank you very much. Wait, where the hell did it go? Is it in here? There it is. Okay. Yeah, that's, I would like to keep that, is what I would like to do. That's kind of important to me. Let's also make the Judgment Clouder, which requires some more of those cogs. It also requires some mulch. So we need to go back out with an expedition. Man, I am all over the place with this museum, but I'm having a lot of fun. That's what's important, right? That's the important thing. Let's do some bonus XP. We're not going to do detailed, just send out a safe expedition. And I would also like to do a bone belt expedition, is what I'm thinking. Actually, no, I wanted to go here, didn't I? This was because there's dinosaur bones. So set up that expedition. This looks horrific. No one's dying, which is good. So that's always a nice thing. We'll go for some bonus XP. We're not going to go detailed. We'll just set this up and we'll head out. We'll get some dinosaur bones, which I'm very much looking forward to. And I would also like to get that that interact. Wait, have we made that thing? Did I? No, I haven't made it because I need the materials. Okay. In that case, I want to make this because that just seems kind of cool. Now, the good news is we have these whirly cogs already. We got 50 of them, which is more than I think we needed. The bad news is this thing hasn't got done making the relic river, so yeah, that's fine, I guess. We'll not worry too much about it. I'm also thinking I'm going to sell this sprinkler thing because I just kind of need the money just to be, you know, safe with all of that. And I don't know who is going to be working on this. Is it you? Are you coming in there to work on that thing? You are. Okay. So we are working on it. As long as someone's working on that thing, I'm relatively content. We also have this coming back from Bone Bank any second now. There it is. This is going to be a brand new thing that we've never seen before, which I'm kind of excited about. Let's have a little bit of a look. It is an exterrogator. Sure. It's a fish. It's an incomplete fish. So we're going to place that exhibit, and it needs to be near a hanging jelly decoration. That's not going to be happening, but it can live in here, which seems pretty cool. Do I have a hanging jelly decoration available? Is that a thing in this category? It doesn't look like it. Is it in marine life? It is in marine life. So it wants to be near this, which I guess is fine. That can live here and there. And that seems great. I could also put a mural behind it, which actually, that looks really cool. I'm actually on board for that. That's pretty cool. This it has donations there. It has info across the way as well, which is great. We just need to find more parts for it. So we could, once whoever came back from that is done being injured, we could just send out more expeditions to get more of this fish, which I kind of want to do because I think it looks very, very cool. Oh, now this is a little bit of a problem. Relic River, it turns out, is kind of large. So we don't really have the room for it unless I sort of rearrange this space, which I guess I could do. I suppose we could do this, like kind of clear out that little corner and put it in there as an interactive thing. I suppose that's okay. We'll take you out. We'll go ahead and take this this wall out, and we'll try and place this this interactive exhibit in that corner. Unfortunately, it can't go there, but I'm assuming I can do this sort of thing with it, like bring it out from the wall a little bit. Yeah, I can do this, which admittedly, it's very much forced into that corner, but it does kind of hide that wall, which I'm not against doing. So I suppose that's fine. And I suppose if I wanted to, I can just do this to kind of extend that wall a little bit. So it kind of makes a bit more sense. I might just have to kind of redo that entire section of wall, which I guess is fine. We can go in here with the same old wallpaper across the entire thing. And then we can grab the bricks for the other side. And that looks fine. It's a little cramped, but I think it's kind of cool. It is decorated, which is great. Plenty of knowledge. It's interactive as well, and it's good for prehistory. So that seems, I mean, people are already using it, right? They're already finding little things that I guess they can drop back in there. Okay, that's fine. That's good though. It's our first interactive exhibit in this museum, which has me very excited. Also, speaking of this museum, I have increased the price of the tickets to $125, which people are not happy about, but I kind of needed the money, so I don't really care if they're happy about it. We are really, really struggling for money here. I don't quite know why, but we'll not worry too much about it. The Judgment Clouder, $7,500. That's a little bit more money than I would like to spend right now, but we do need to do it. So we'll get it made, and we will be halfway through, or halfway from 1 star to 2 stars on this particular museum. Okay, so this is the Judgment Clouder, and this basically just needs to go somewhere that it can influence the opinions of our guests. So I don't really know where to put it. I guess if I wanted to, I could put it in like the middle of this display over here, but I kind of want to put it, I don't know. I kind of want to put it over here somewhere. Like here almost would be kind of a cool spot for it. It feels a little bit cramped, a little bit forced in there, but I don't really know how it works. So I don't feel too bad about doing that. Maybe the best thing to do would be to move this donation stand and put it against that wall. So this donation stand, I think, can live right against that railing for now. A little bit of a weird spot, but I'm okay with that. And then the Judgment Clouder, the problem with this is there's nothing near it is my problem. Oh man, I'm struggling. I'm struggling a little bit with this. Let's just put it against that, let's put it against that window. That seems like a good place for it. We'll just put it right there is what we'll do. And we've built a Judgment Clouder. Well done! Your progress and the fumes from the oasis inspired me to design a pocket-sized version. Really, I did it just now. The scent situator is not an exhibit, but a utility item that can be built in the workshop. We need all the science we can find and fabricate if we want to fix the oasis. So we now stench warfare. Oh my god. Make a scent situator, display 300 buzz, exhibits in three different themes, and 1 workshop with a level 5 decoration rating. Okay. We can probably do all that. I don't think it's going to be all that difficult to make it happen. What does this thing do? I genuinely have no idea. Choose enhancement type. Increase environment, increase knowledge, increase buzz. I want to increase the buzz that they get. I think that seems like a solid idea. And I think putting some of this this carpet around it also seems like a solid idea, just to make it look more like an exhibit, because currently it doesn't. So we'll do this, this, and this. And now it looks more like an exhibit, which is what we want it to be, because it is an exhibit. Is it decorated? It is not. It is going to need no litter nearby to maintain its buzz bonus, which we can totally do. I suppose I could put some lights next to it. I'm kind of okay with that. We'll go for the sort of stand-up ones. And we'll go for there. And we'll go for there. That brings it to still 3 out of 5, which is really not quite good enough. We'll do a banner. And we'll do another banner. And that gives us 5 out of 5. So that seems fine. That thing can just sort of live in there, and we'll see how it goes. We really don't have that far to go for the second star in this museum, so I'm kind of curious to see. This thing needs metal to be made. It's also relatively cheap. So you know what? Let's very quickly go out here and get some metal, which I guess can just be a very quick shout over to Orphle Quarry. And then when it comes to this place, we need a decoration level of 5. That should be easy enough to do, I think. If I was to move this over to that side and then move you right into that corner, I should be able to get more of these tables in here, is my thinking. So we want to grab the room, add some items. We have a whiteboard that can go in here. That can go in that wall. We are, I don't know how close we are to the next level of decoration in here, but I'm not super concerned about it. We can do a table, I want to say there. We can do this, this bin just sort of right up against the table about there. And how are we looking in the room? It's level 5 now. Is that done? It absolutely is. Okay. And we have our metal. So we'll get this opened up. That gives me my materials. And all I need to do is go ahead and make this guy. And I think that gets me 2 stars on this museum, which basically puts us at a spot where we can kind of consider it done. Now, in saying that, I do want to build a cafeteria in here. I don't know. We're not going to be doing it today. I don't know if we're going to be back with this museum in the next episode either, because, well, I just don't. We might move on and try to get 2 stars on any other museum that doesn't already have it. And also, I want to just mention that the last few episodes of this series have been pre-recorded way in advance, because I am going to England for a couple of days. It's not a super long trip. I'm just going to a concert. It's nothing exciting. I'm just letting you know that the last few episodes are pre-recorded. So the next one I might record after this one. I'm not 100% sure. I haven't really decided just yet, but it might also end up being like almost 2 weeks until I actually play this again. So I might forget to build the cafeteria. I'm just letting you know it's a possibility. I haven't decided yet. The Judgment Clouder and Sand Situators are doing a noble effort to cover the stench from the oasis. Soon, we'll know if the oasis will clear, or if we have bigger, deeper problems. I love this. I love this. We got the science bin. Don't mind if I do, $25,000 as well. The wait and see approach has not delivered the results we'd hoped. The smell is better, but now there's sludge everywhere. Gross and dangerous. Perfect. The sludge is far too dangerous for janitors to clean, but there might be just the thing in Bungle Burrows. Down in the robot labs, you'll find the blueprints for Bungle's robo-janitor. You'll need a deluxe drill to clear the facility's more serious blockages. The robo-janitor is just what we need. Heavy-duty handiwork to remove the sludge and distract everyone from the oasis. The public love robots. Okay, so we got the workshop blueprint for the deluxe drill. We have the robo-charger, and we need to go find the robot janitor blueprint and make one in the workshop. Make a robo-charger, get a quarterly profit of $3,500. That's gonna be tricky. I love the idea of getting a robot janitor in here. I don't know about you, but I really like the idea of a robot janitor. So we might actually, I might just keep recording today. I'm not too sure. But either way, I think that is going to do us, at the very least, for today. So thank you so much for watching, everybody. This has been an absolute pleasure as always. And as always, I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.